So in the meantime, I know that I asked Adam to possibly share too. Is there anybody else who might be willing to volunteer to show off their introduction that they came up with, that they created? Anybody from, there were some really talented introductions in Miss Shantini's class. Anybody else kind of willing and able to maybe showcase what they created? Oh, we have somebody walking up right now, actually.
The microphone is unmuted, so just when you're ready, and if we have a second chance to do something.
Yeah, go for it, man. Whenever you're ready.
No, we might. I don't know.
So my name is Joshua. I like playing Fortnite and GTA, and I'm a console player on PlayStation.
Fantastic, fantastic. Your name's Joshua. You like playing Fortnite, and you're what kind of player on PlayStation? Sorry.
I'm a console player, and I like playing GTA 5. And
okay, perfect. Nice. So kind of all I'm missing is maybe where you're from. Maybe what, like for instance, I mean, you maybe want to share your neighborhood or something like that, or maybe like the part of London you're representing as well, or what school you go to, things like that. So you can say, my name's Joshua, I'm from this place. And you can say, my favorite game is Fortnite, or I play this game on GTA 5, and then I'm this type of player after that, leading into the rest of the content that you'll shoot and will be created. And then right when you're doing that too, when you mentioned GTA 5, for instance, you can even get a shot maybe of the box, or you can get a shot of literally the screen, or you can take a screen recording of you playing the game and like maybe share like one of your highlights, that you've done in the game, right? So we can really get a sense of the type of player you are. The same way that any athlete would showcase, them dunking a basketball or something like that. Showcase whatever a dunk looks like in GTA 5. You're feeling fantastic. Thank you for sharing, man. Appreciate that. Any other volunteers?
Yeah.
All right.
My name is Andre. My ethnicity, or my parents are from, is Jamaica. What I inspired to be is a lawyer or do public speaking. I want to change the world. And for gaming, I am a casual gamer, and my favorite game is Mafia 3 because it shows a lot about racism in 1968, and I would like to change this world.
Woo! Man, he came in ready to rock. You're about to change the world, man. You're going to come through, change the world, and bounce. You know what I mean? I like it. I can dig it. Fantastic. So my only advice for you to be, I kind of want you to pop in and just little flip some of the stuff that you said. Right? So pop in first, say, I'm Andre, and I do, I play these games. You're talking about, you're a casual gamer. You like to play Mafia 3 because it exposes the world of racism, things like that, and then pop into those things. This is why it's important to me, because my family's from Jamaica. I'm connected to yada, yada, yada. Then you go in, and that's that content that we're going to get in that middle portion, right? But when it comes to the introduction, introduce us, bring us in with the gaming first, all right? Because that's why we're all there, and then bring us in to why it's deeper than gaming, like I mentioned earlier.
Julian,
yes.
I wonder whether you or any of the industry experts can give the participants some tips on handling nerves, because it was very evident that some of the students were nervous, and it carries across from the public speaking workshop they were in yesterday, where Andy gave some tips. But I wonder whether you or the industry experts that deal with talent might have some advice for them.
Sure, and that's the whole thing about being yourself, being natural. It's totally fine to be nervous. For instance, my legs are bouncing up and down at an incredibly nervous pace, because that's what I do, because anything could go wrong at any moment, when it comes to tech and stuff like that. So I'm just not showing it right here, right? But that doesn't mean that, because it's something that we all have. So just be aware that nerves and stuff are so natural. It's okay, right? So when you're doing your intro, maybe you're messing up, maybe, the lines aren't coming out. All you have to do is sit and breathe and remember, hey, I'm just talking about things that I like, and I'm doing this for me, right? And as long as you like what you're saying, as long as you like what you're doing, right, it's going to come out naturally. So that'd be my main advice. Just if things are getting hard or feel difficult, just breathe and say, let me just talk about myself as if I'm talking to me alone or talking to a friend, right? I like Mafia 3 because of this. It's as simple as that. And that's why you can just always come back to those 4 core things. Who am I? Where am I from? What game do I play? And why do I play it? All right. Or what kind of gamer am I? You know, just having those like kind of core things in there. That's really all you have to do. And then once you have that down, you can kind of get crazy with it. And then that's when folks like myself and Jamie next week will come in with notes, you know, to say, okay, cool. Why don't we do it like this? Just to make it more entertaining. But aside from like entertainment doesn't matter when we're talking about, you know, yourself and the things that you like to do. Right. So that'd be like my main thing. It's okay to be nervous. It's fine. You know, just breathe, hang out. Adam, do me a favor and pop in and share your intro with us if that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine. Can you hear me? Can you hear what I'm saying?
Yep.
Just to double check, yeah. Right, so my name's Adam Ryan. I'm 19 years old and I'm from Stirling in Scotland, and I'm a competitive FIFA player for London United. My most notable thing I've done in the FIFA scene is playing in the inaugural E-Premier League. So some of the people in this call has actually worked with that, and that was at the Gfinity Elite Series. Although I'm a player, some of the other things I've done in the scene is worked with events management. So the FIFA E-World Cup in 2018 and 2019, I was in the events management side of that, and that involved sort of working in the production things with like Sky Sports and some other big brands. So in general, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm very competitive. I don't like losing. I also like to focus on things outside of FIFA, like nutrition, sleep schedules. I take that very seriously. I just want to be the best I can be. And yeah, I'm a very competitive person in general.
Perfect. So there's a nice streamline there, right? You know, what's really nice about that is that you're giving so much information. And now the only challenge will be, okay, now what do we cut out? And how do I make that, you know, 20 seconds or just quick to kind of move in? You know, now you could decide what information you get to leave. And it's always nice to have an excess of information than less, you know, but what we're getting out of that is that your experience, you play FIFA on and off the pitch, you play soccer on and off the pitch, and you're very competitive in all things in life, you know, because you said you're very competitive, you know, multiple times. So that's the thing that's getting drilled through. And that's why I'm like, okay, I'm ready to watch this guy play some FIFA, you know, because I know it's going to be intense, you know. Perfect. So I know, you know, our time is getting a little bit low, but I want to take this time to use, you know, to learn more about the guest speakers and their, what they do in terms of esports and how, you know, students can apply the knowledge that they learned in this class to, you know, the work that you do, or to like broadcasting esports, and kind of what's also available in esports, that they continue down this path, you know, to become esports athletes, or if they want to be, you know, continue to be a part of this world, what sort of opportunities are out there for these participants. So I'll just kind of leave that open now, and just love to hear anything that's, you know, coming up to your mind from our guest.
Happy to chime in and open up a bit, seeing as I've kind of been down the path and end up in various places. I think the most important part is, you know, if you're hell-bent on wanting to work in esports, just remember that wherever you start is not necessarily where you end, right? So if there's a game you love, is there something you're really invested in? If it's FIFA, like we just heard about, figure out what the local tournaments are that you can help add with. You know, that could be as a setting up tables, cabling. It can be being a referee at a tournament that then makes you have a network all of a sudden within that little ecosystem, and then it can grow from there, right? So I think that has been my big learning in my journey, is the value of network, and just, you know, making sure that you aren't afraid of jumping into something that might not seem like the logical fit to begin with, and then down the path figure out, you know, what is your interests and what you actually want to work with. I didn't know I wanted to film and edit and do video content. That kind of fell in my lap when I was on my journey, very much like that. So I think don't be afraid of that. Don't be too proud. Just take on whatever you can get and try to make sure you mold your journey after what you want to do, essentially.
Julian, I was chatting to Nadia and Joseph earlier, and we had a good conversation. But one of the things that I said to them that has been extremely useful, I think, in terms of the people who've come through our company over the years, has been diversity and being able to do lots of different aspects of the business, as it were. I was explaining that, you know, we very often bring in someone who's a trainee, and then over a period of years, they learn how to film, how to edit, how to do live productions, and so on. And so it's understanding all the different processes that are available in the business. It's like Nadia, for example, she wants to be an animator. That's what she's studying at the moment, but is also keen on learning a bit about photography. And I said, you need to learn how to edit and how to use a camera, because obviously the more you can offer to a potential employer, for want of a better word, the more you are able to do different aspects of the business, then the more attractive you're going to be as a multitasker, if you like. And that was what I think is what I've seen happen with our people over the years, which is why they've come through and gone on to do lots of different things, because you give them lots of opportunities to learn. And that's a key part of the business, I think.
Absolutely. Totally. Yeah, those are all gems. Totally. You know, if this opportunity, if I learned more about e-learning maybe 10 years ago, when I was kind of making decisions where I wanted to, or sorry, about esports about 10 years ago, when I was making decisions about what I wanted to do, I think I might have actually been like, you know, this is kind of cool, but it's the same kind of, it was probably right at the cusp of, at least in the States, it wasn't as big, where when I got to the point of where I was teaching in the States, I had one of my students was the president of the esports club. And that's when I really got into an understanding of like, okay, this is bigger than I ever thought it was going to be right now. And it's actually pretty cool, because I was like tunnel vision. It's like a whole new world. It's actually really, really attractive. And it's kind of like really bringing me back to the things I was interested into when I was a little bit younger. Any other thoughts on that? Anybody on what was just said by Nick and Cliff?
Maybe just before, just quickly to tie a note to Cliff, I think that was an excellent point. And I think on that journey, don't be afraid to kick in doors, right? I get emails every single day from people that have zero background in esports or in the field that they want to work in, but just want a foot through the door. So, you know, don't be afraid to do that. I ended up as a young kid in my young teens, you know, calling record labels in the US because I was doing music school work around hip hop back then. So I would call Death Row Records in California all the way from Denmark to try to get Snoop on the phone, because for some reason I thought that was realistic. It wasn't really. But, you know, that mindset, if you apply that to everything, you know, keep on banging doors, and if it's virtual or not, you know, eventually, you know, it'll stick.
Yeah, and I just wanted to bounce in reference to what Cliff was saying also, that when I started at Esports Insider earlier this summer, I was brought in as a freelance journalist, but as the managing director, Sam Cook, as he found out that I had experience in graphic design and video production and editing, he brought me back for future projects, because I had a multimedia skill set, and I was able to offer much more in the form of one freelancer, rather than having to pick up multiple people for multiple roles. So definitely being able to have a diverse skill set is super valuable in esports, but also I think just in every industry moving forward. Learning how to make videos is an invaluable skill that is, I don't envision it ever being a waste of anybody's time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was just going to add, I echo everything that Cliff and Nicolas has said, and Kerry. I suppose the best advice I can give you guys who are kind of starting out on this journey, way back when I left uni, before I left uni, there was an advert posted on the board in one of my colleges, which was basically for a runner in a film distribution company in Soho. And it was posted across hundreds of universities across the country. And I looked at it and thought, wow, this could be amazing for me. Just as the minute I graduate, I could go and do that. But there's going to be hundreds and hundreds of applicants looking at this board across the universities, across the country. How am I going to stand out through all of those people? So I got on a coach. This is like shows my age. I got on a coach the next morning at 6:30. And I sat on the doorstep of the film distribution company until the guy that ran it turned up. And he kind of looked at me like, well, who are you? What are you doing here? And I said, I'm here for the job of the runner for your company. And he kind of said, well, where have you come from? I said, well, I got on a coach this morning and I come here to apply for the role. And he was so shocked that I kind of done this, that we had a chat in his office and he gave me the opportunity. And I was there for 3 months. I didn't get paid at all. I ran around Soho with film, big cans of film, take it to different film houses and all sorts of things. And honestly, I think that was my first step into the kind of the industry and the kind of the path that led me down. And I would say, you know, if you're passionate about something, it doesn't matter if you don't know what aspect of esports or gaming or production or video content creation. It doesn't matter if you don't know what area you want to go in. Just if you're passionate about getting an opportunity somewhere, just go and show someone that you want to get into this space. Show them that you're passionate, show them that you're prepared to just, you know, help out, muck in, have a go. Because everyone that I've experienced on my career path doesn't necessarily have to have a certain background, come from college, come from this. They just need to show that they're passionate and they want to learn and they want to be part of something. And, you know, at ITV, when I worked there, we used to get about 500 applications for a runner role at ITV Sport. Everybody wanted to apply to be the runner. And it's very hard to stand out amongst all of those people that have done little films themselves, they've done this. But the people that always got the opportunity were people that just rocked up and just showed that they wanted it more than anything. And it wasn't that they'd had a certain background or they had this, they had that. It was because they proved that they wanted the opportunity and they were prepared to muck in, you know, do some hard yards, do late nights, do long hours. And then when you get that opportunity, you show people that you're indispensable, that you know, and I think it still stands to this day that if you're passionate about doing this, then be prepared to kind of muck in and show people that passion that you've got. And then when you get a little foot in the door, you then start to see what it is that you love about the industry. You could love, you know, the event side of things. You could love, you know, at Gfinity, we have admins that work on setting up the game aspect of things for when the FIFA tournaments happen. So all the FIFA players come in and everything's set up for them. Their consoles are working. Any technical issues, they're there to help out. Could be anything. There are so many different roles within gaming that could light a little spark in you that you didn't know you had. So just be prepared to go in at any point and sort of, you know, show your keenness and show you've got the right attitude for it. And, you know, those are the people that always stand out and end up shining. And then you get more opportunities off the back of that. So, you know, just follow your heart kind of thing and show someone that you're passionate about something. It always works.
That's honestly the best advice that I think you can get. You know, that's really incredible. Thank you so much for that. I'm inspired, most certainly, you know, and I think it's very, very true. I second everything that was said. I would just like, before we wrap up, I'm just going to remind you about some of the things to think about when you are creating what you have. You've decided on what your intro is going to be. You know, we're thinking 15, 30 seconds. The easiest thing you can do too, hey, watch a show. Watch any reality show, watch Hyperdrive on Netflix, watch these things that are kind of cool. How do they introduce people? You know, they're like, hey, I'm this person, here's my gamer tag, these are the games I like to play, this is what I do. And then we get into the content about why they do it. Why is it so important to them? Hey, I like to play soccer on and off the pitch. Showcase yourself playing soccer, Adam. Show us what you're doing, right? And then your outro can be very, very quick, right? We already know who you are. Now we just want to get into the game you're about to play. We want to get into the content you're about to say, hey, that was me, I'm out of here. Okay, that was me, find me on 2K, I'm out, right? Simple as that, you know, so just split it up. I need to shoot my beginning, I need to shoot my middle, and I need to shoot my end. The middle though is probably, you know, that's where we get the real heat, but the intro is just as important because first impressions are important, right? So I want to know kind of who you are and just hook us in, and kind of anything that you say after you hook us in, I'm okay with, right? Because you've already engaged us, you've already shown us who you are, and now we're just learning more about you, right? But that first impression, that's what we focus on it today, is very, very important. Okay, so I need to wrap up now. That's it. I hope that you enjoyed this. Check this out. You're gonna have to create this. It's very hard if you've never created anything before. I know it can feel intimidating, and that's why it's so important. And that's exactly why I shot on my phone, right, guys? And shot in here. I want your project to look way better than anything I showcased to you today, okay? And I think that that's so easy for you to do, because all you do is rock up with your phone, make it look fresh, get the shots, show up to a location. You have 360 degrees worth of things that you can shoot, and then just shoot it, right? Just get it, right? Have fun. That's the most important thing. Have fun.